Alright boys, today we're going to be talking about how rare fruits will be in Rell Cs. Now personally, I want them to be as rare or a little bit rarer than they were in Prime GPO. If you never played GPO, Prime GPO is basically update 0 to 3.5. That's what I'm talking about. Update 0 to 4. That's the Prime GPO I'm talking about. I'm not talking about the GPO that added stupid freaking devil fruit chests that completely ruined the economy. Nah, I'm talking about you were spending hours and hours and hours and hours of your life grinding for that fruit. And when you finally got the suke, you'd be pissed off. Like, there were guaranteed methods. There was one guaranteed method to get a fruit at the time, and that was dungeons. In dungeons at the time, where either you had Mara and you were fine, or you're cooked. Like, that you would have to go with 4 other people, and only one person who did the most damage got the fruit. Now, obviously, this can kind of be exploited if you just go with friends, but everybody went with friends, so yeah. Now, you also had the option to farm ships, which had a 1% chance, 1% and 2% chance to drop a fruit. Each ship had a 1% or 2% chance to drop a fruit. And if it's a galleon, you're kind of screwed because your ship's dying if you don't have a fruit. Like, you would have to kill the captain on each ship to get a fruit. Get a chance at getting a fruit. And then the only other option to get a fruit was to have it spawn under a tree and find it. Now, that was kind of easy if you had a devil fruit notifier, but it's not really easy when you think about it, because it took 4 hours for a fruit to spawn, guaranteed to spawn. There's a chance every like 30 to 60 minutes that it spawns, but the max was 40 minutes. 40 minutes? 4 hours. Jesus. Now, let me just drill this into your head a little bit. Commons were a 59.9% chance. Rares were a 26% chance. Epics were a 10% chance, and they weren't even in the game yet, so just don't mind I said epics. Legendaries were a 4% chance. Mythicals were a 0.5% chance. So if you were grinding ships like I was back in the day, like I'm old, even though it was really 5 years ago now, you would have to grind a ship like 1,000 times or a couple hundred times to get that guaranteed legendary. And at the time, there was no pity. So this was all just based on statistics. Now, put the 1% chance to get the fruit in the first place from a ship, and then slap on that extra 4% chance of it being a legendary or 0.5% chance of it being a mythical, and you have yourselves a very good reward system for when they finally get the fruits. So their dopamine inside their brain is going crazy. Now, I really hope Rell Cs can recreate this. Now, I do have faith in the Rell Bros, because I mean, have you seen their Shindo life rarities? Crazy work. But they give a lot of spins out, so I mean, I guess it kind of evens out. But crazy work how their rarities were. And you had to pay for a Bloodline bag. That game was genuinely kind of cash grabby. Now, I want to talk about the attainments for fruits. We've obviously seen ship fighting already. That's a thing in the game. We've also seen the Coliseum for Dressrosa. We assume that they're going to be spawning under trees. So I'm assuming maybe some bosses will drop their fruits. Obviously, a really rare chance, but maybe some bosses will drop their fruits. And maybe there will be some type of dungeon like there was in GPO. Dungeons that you can go to get fruits. But honestly, I don't want this game to ruin like how rare fruits are in the early days. Like, at least keep fruits rare for 2 years. Like, let's be honest. If you don't keep fruits rare for at least a year and a half, I won't say 2 years because 2 years is a long time, then you're gonna lose a lot of people. Well, obviously you're losing a lot of people in that year anyways, year and a half. But hey, if I see somebody with a fruit on release, and fruits are as hard to get as I've mentioned GPO was, and I have mentioned I want them to be, then I am absolutely stabbing you in the back and stealing that fruit. No questions asked. I am coming up to you and I am killing you, and then I am taking that fruit off your corpse Even if it isn't in the game, I will invent it. I will make it happen so I get that fruit. Anyways, that's kind of been it for me. Peace. Hope you have a good one.